if you are in debt, manage your debt first. And then something I always think of is having a minimum balance in your bank account.
Welcome to yet another episode of Passionpreneur Show with me, Rishi. Many of you know me as an author, some know me as an entrepreneur, some know me as a pageant girl, and some of you know me as an influencer. But you all know, one word that describes me best is a passionpreneur, because I converted my passion into thriving business, and not just one, but two. The Success Store, where I work with students and help them find their passion and get them college ready. And the second one is Fly Showcase, where I help aspiring models find designers for them and make them shine on that runway. And through this series, we love to inspire you, because you're not alone in this game. There are so many out there, and we bring the best for you. Before we introduce to our amazing guest for today, here's a call for action. Subscribe to this channel if you want to be inspired every week with us. All right, without further ado, let me welcome our guest all the way from San Diego, California, my favorite place. Let's welcome Allie Ramo. Hi,
Hello,
how are you?
Hi, I'm good.
So good to have you here. A little introduction about her. I know it's a lot, but I'll try to squeeze it, and let's listen from her. So she is an agency vice president at Appreciation Financials and co-host of Women of Wealth. I love this term, Women of Wealth, because I've always heard there's no harm if women make more money. So she teaches all that, and that's her podcast. She's an aspiring author as well, and as I told you, she's based out in California. So let's welcome her and hear from her in her own words. So Allie, tell us more about your story. How did you end up? Because I always feel wealth is all about numbers, and girls are not that good in numbers. Including me.
My husband's definitely better at numbers than me. But yeah.
So how did this journey start?
Yeah, I'll go back to 2020. I mean, I have a long story, but I think the pivotal year was 2020. And I was getting a certification as a holistic health coach.
Okay.
I have a background in health and fitness, a degree in kinesiology and public health. Very loved health, and so I was actually shooting photography at car dealerships at the time. I did a complete 180 in my career, and I didn't know where what I wanted to do. I really liked photography, and it was fun. I was doing all of the marketing content for Lexus, GMC, Cadillac, different cars, and I like cars, so it was cool. I got to driving these, get them set up, take their pictures. That's where I met my husband, who is in car sales, and then COVID happened. And there was a chip shortage, and so there was I don't know if you've heard that, but the microchips that they use in the electronics of cars.
I heard about it. Yes.
Yeah, and so there were no more cars on the lot to be taken photos of, and so I lost that job. And well, there were no cars to take, so there was no money to be made. And my aunt said, you know, I have someone who needs an assistant. And I'm like, I'll take anything right now, because the world has shut down.
Yes,
no one's working.
Yes, you have to say yes to anything that comes your way at that time.
Yeah, and so that was Hollywood's Gray, and I was her assistant for about 2 years. And I asked her for a raise, and she said, if you get your license, your life insurance license, I'll write you in on business. And so I said, right? Sounds easy enough. I can keep doing this. I really enjoy it.
Okay.
And I got my license, and I started talking to my parents about their Social Security and their pensions, and I was nerding out on this stuff, just getting my license. And I was like, Holly, I think I'm gonna need to be an agent. I don't think I can be your assistant anymore. I really like this. And she was super happy for me. She always saw that I could do it, and I never thought of financial services. It was never in
It's
my.
a completely different thing, someone in health, fitness, photography, it's more of the creative side, and then this is more of analytical, numbers.
Yeah.
So, did you started enjoying it from the first day, or it took you some time because you were looking for something? Sometimes, when the situations are such that you are desperate for a job,
Yeah.
or did you start enjoying it from the first day?
I've always dreamed as a kid. I was always thinking of like inventions in my head. So I think I had an entrepreneurial itch.
Okay.
But my dad is a retired firefighter. My mom was information security officer. She worked at the CSU, the California State School System.
Okay.
Both of them retired with pensions. They did their time. They did 25, 30 years. They got really great pensions. My parents are so well set up. They had rental properties. They had retirement funds. They are enjoying life right now.
And they wanted their daughter to be in the safe job. All parents do. That's okay.
Exactly. And so I was a rule follower. I still am a rule follower. And my husband and I joke about it. He's willing to push things. And I'm like, no, these are the rules. But yeah, and so I kind of thought I would always just follow in their footsteps. I worked for a charity right out of college, and I realized I just didn't like being told what to do.
No.
I didn't like their systems. The reason I didn't go into public health was because I worked in Sacramento as an intern, and I saw nothing was getting done. And so it was really annoying to me that I wanted to make a difference, but I wasn't able to. And so seeing Holly in her business and creating a change and really helping people become financially literate and understand their pensions and retirement.
Right.
Our specialty is working with public school teachers.
Oh, wow.
And none of them know how their pensions or retirement work. It's not their district's job to show them. It's actually quite sad. All over the United States. I have clients in Texas, Arizona, Nevada, California, and it's our job to show them how their pensions work.
So
and
you are, not only helping them, but you are educating them. Sometimes being aware is so important about anything that we do in life. And when you said you started working with Holly, maybe, she owns that credit, because it's always said, the person you work with or the people you surround yourself with have impact on you, and they become the reason for you what you do.
For sure.
I'm so excited for that.
Yeah, I was just joking with someone today. Holly made me cry as an agent or as her assistant, and she doesn't even know this. So I'm telling you guys before she hears it. But if you ever meet her, she's a very strong woman, and she's very strong energy. And I was always the rule follower, and I didn't push the envelope, and so. I didn't have boundaries, and there are certain times where I felt like I should have spoken up for myself, and I just went with the flow. And so behind the screen, I was crying. And it was at that time where I was dating my husband, and he was like, "You need to stick up for her," and that's why I asked for the raise.
Yes, because you wanted to be there, right?
Right, and I loved what I did, but I felt like I deserved more, and so I finally started asking for it. And Holly was giving solutions. Hey, get your license. I'll write you in on business. That's fine. And she's always been someone where asking you will receive, and I admire that a lot about Holly, because she's not giving it to you. She's gonna make you work for it. But if you ask for it, she's gonna give you the resources. And I did not experience leadership like that before. And so it really touches me, and to see her continuously doing it, I want to be that leader. And so Women of Wealth actually had existed prior to me. And Holly started to take that and create a brand for it, and she asked me to be part of it. And so that's why I'm the co-host of the Women of Wealth podcast. But I think it's been just this very natural progression of things, not really expecting it, and I really like this last year I've really come to just surrendering to things that come naturally to me, rather than forcing to try to make it work.
Exactly. Don't you think some things happen in our life for a reason? COVID, even though everybody said that, oh, this is not good, this happened, even about me, when I started this business 2019, coaching students, I was more of an activity-based person, and during COVID I had to move everything to online. At that time it felt like the world is ending. Should I shut down the business? But now I realize it was for better. Earlier I was working only with the students who were in my vicinity, Dallas, that's it. But now I have students from all parts of United States, I've got 2 students from Tanzania. I never thought that I would go even beyond. So some things happen for a reason, and you talked about Holly. Yes, definitely, she is a leader. It's very hard to find those females or women or people who uplift us. They just help you grow with themselves, right, and keep that at the same level. How cool is that? I want to be surrounded with all such women. So stay with me always.
Yes, coming out with us. We're a good time.
Awesome. Yes. So now, in spite of all this, you're blessed, but I'm sure there's nothing called as overnight success. Is there any challenge that you faced in this journey, or was there a day when you felt, I need to quit, I cannot work that hard, because it's all hustle in the start, right, before we see all those $1 billion?
Yeah.
Tell us about that.
Especially in financial services, and specifically in the insurance industry, you hear a lot of people like, oh, you can make $100,000 your first year, or they throw these numbers out, you can make $1 million, and it gets exhausting. And I really struggled, because what we do is a little bit, it is sales. I think everything is sales. My husband says you're either selling or being sold.
Exactly. That's very nice. Either you're selling or you're being sold. So start learning how to sell.
I've learned a lot from him and Holly. They have been my mentors and family. And lost track of what I was saying.
Yeah, you were talking about the money, when people throw on you that, you can
insurance.
make that many insurance,
And
hardest part.
Yeah, and what was your question?
That's okay. The question was, what is some of the challenges that you faced?
Challenges. Okay, thank you. Yes. So, in insurances, you have all these people coming at you, and it's very sharky. People trying to recruit you. People promising this commission. It gets very noisy, and had I not had the relationship that I did with Holly, I would have left a long time ago. Not coming from a sales background, this is where my brain lost. I wasn't very successful my first year. I didn't make good money, and I'm like, what the heck? I have support, but there's something wrong with me. Maybe it's not meant for me. And then the second year, I doubled my income, but it wasn't enough.
Still had that self-doubt.
I'm still it's not what I thought it would be. And so I was actually going to leave this last year, and I was like, I really, I work with people really well. I just don't have that sales structure on it. I cannot use a ton of
push
sales
them.
training.
You cannot push them, maybe.
Yeah.
That kind of person that,
Yes.
come and talk to me. But when it comes to fill this form, or I'm going to follow up, that's not my cup of tea.
But I got promoted to a leadership position this year, and I really stepped into that.
Very nice.
And so I think that gave me a vision to have a team, and this year I grew. I was kind of running on my own, building my own business, and now I have a team of 3, and we're a little over halfway through the year. So that's been a big, my business really propelled this year, and it was stepping into a leadership role and just kind of owning it. And so however I come across, my clients love me, and even when I refer them to people, they're like, no, but I want Allie on the call. And I've built a lot of trust, and I think that's really important.
And then it was, because you have seen your leader coaching you, so it was very easy for you to just replicate that, because it's such a blessing when you're shadowing someone directly, and then you learn. You don't have to actually go to a school and learn. I remember when I was in a corporate job, and then I was shadowing the managing director and everything. That's the reason I always say I was ready to start my own business, because I'm the first one in my family. I never went to school of business, but I learned why, because I saw that.
Yep.
So I think the same was for you.
Yeah, and something Holly, she wrote a book, and it was written in her first book, and I hear it actually a lot said at eWomen, but don't finish 5 minutes before the race ends, or some type of version of that. And every single time I was like, just don't quit, you'll get there. And so this year I felt like I got there, and was able to kind of breathe. I've been struggling also with a lot of health issues that have been solved the last couple weeks, actually. And so if I could build this business where it's at right now, being half well, imagine what I could be when I'm feeling amazing.
Fully productive, yes.
Yeah,
Health
like
has to do
the
a
last
lot to it.
the last 2 weeks, even the mental clarity that I'm seeing and feeling and experiencing, I'm able to connect with people even more.
Right.
So I'm really excited.
Yeah, see how we connected. We connected like this in a snap. Great. So tell us more about when you were talking about your book. I mean, Allie's book, right? She's already written a book. You're working on a book
together.
Oh, tell us a little bit about it.
Yeah.
A little sneak peek.
Yeah.
What
so
is the book about?
It's Women of Wealth, and it's about Proverbs 31, and it's a verse in the Bible about being a noble woman. And so it's a very long chapter, so I'm not going to read it to you or present it to you. But we're gathering 31 women to write an anthology, and so it's their experience and how that verse pertains to their life or a specific piece of the verse. I mean, it's really cool because I'm 30. I never thought about writing a book, and it was kind of a nice entryway. I have experienced a lot of growth in my faith this year, experiencing some of the health issues that I had, and it's a way for me to open up spiritually.
Right.
I have been very analytical the last few years, just having to adapt to the financial service industry. And so this is going to be a way for me to open up spiritually, and I'm really excited to work with other women.
And being an author is like you're another business card. And once an author is always an author, because I work with so many students. I've helped 300 plus students so far become published authors. And when I see them, in fact, this year my youngest, can you believe, was a 4-year-old. She cannot write, but she has a bunch of dolls, and her mom said she's very expressive. So I asked her, okay, if you have to write a book, tell me a story about your dolls. And she says, okay, so this doll, her name is Chelsea. She throws a beach party and everybody's there, and then they don't listen to Ken and they are in the water. So that gave me an idea that, okay, let's write some stories on your dolls, different scenarios, sleepover, this, and end with a lesson, a moral of the story. And she loved it, and we finished it and we launched it in July. I mean, how cool is that? She takes pride in, I'm an author.
That's amazing.
So that's beautiful. Very nice. Tell us more about the podcast. So you connect with people, you invite people only who are in the financial field, or anyone who's making money, who wants to make money. Tell us more to our audience.
When I'm talking to someone, it's really, have you overcome something financially that you can share with someone? And I think everyone has a story. I mean, I've been in financial services for several years now, and my husband told me something this year, and I'm like, I never even thought about that. And so I think someone can always give you a little nugget of information that you can take with you. And so really our podcast is about interviewing people who have overcome something, or they're providing some service for female entrepreneurs to excel their business. And so whether that's managing debt, or helping their kids through college debt-free, or leveraging life insurance. There's just so many different strategies out there, and one may not be good for you, but there may be something that's helpful for where you're at. And so we're providing tools for entrepreneurs.
Okay, that's super exciting. Podcast. So they can find the podcast by the name Women of Wealth, right?
Yep,
I'm going to add that in the description. And now coming towards the last part of our episode, I love to talk to her more and more because she's so inspiring, but time constraints. So we always do the last part as I run a Wednesday voice series on all my platforms, which is like a 1 minute of a personal growth formula that can be applied to anyone's life. And I call them magic formulas. So what is one magic formula you would like to share with our audience to become more financially free, or improve their finances, or talk about numbers, anything?
Okay, I love financial freedom because I think a huge problem is, especially in the United States, I don't know where your audience is, but is debt.
It is. It's
Millions,
everywhere.
possibly trillions, I don't have the number in front of me, of people are in debt, and that is not good interest to be collecting. And so I think if you are in debt, manage your debt first, and then something I always think of is having a minimum balance in your bank account. And instead of buying that Starbucks, is your minimum, whether it's $100, whether it's $1,000, whether it's $25,000, whatever it is, have that minimum in your bank account where you can breathe. And if it gets under that threshold, then you're not going out and doing things until it generates back to that dollar amount. And that really changed the way I look at money. Now my money does things in different accounts. I think every account should have a job. You don't just have a savings account for emergencies and vacations. And then buying a house, it's not all in one. And so I know that was a little bit of different things, but I think debt is just the biggest monster right now for a lot of people. And with credit cards being 25-30%, you're going to quickly go under. And so that, and then having a minimum balance in your checking account.
So two things: to get rid of the debt and the minimum balance. Now, I'm sure if you need more information, she's there to educate you, empower you, help you how to get rid of the debt, right?
Yes.
She won't pay for you, but she'll teach you. She'll not give you the fish, but she'll teach you how to fish. Isn't that?
Yep.
All right, so where can people find you?
Yes, our Instagram at Wow Women of Wealth. I'm also on Instagram, A Ramo or Allie Ramo.
Okay.
And yeah, that's where I usually play. It's mostly Instagram.
Awesome. Nowadays it's so easy to find people. You can definitely find her and take care of all the things that we mentioned. Keep listening to us, do subscribe, and wait for our next episode. Thank you so much for being here.
Thank you so much for having me. It was fun.